scientists have figured out how to make this head last on this beer all day long. I'll have finished it long before that.
It's January, it's cold outside. Time for a nice warming beer. We'll tell you the best.
From the Vault Brewing Company in Yardley, PA with Joe Sixpack, I'm Glen Macnow, and this is a safe edition of What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Montgo Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Download the app. By Visit Bucks County. Follow the Bucks County Ale Trail. Go to visitbuckscounty.com/ale trail to get your passport. And by the Conshohocken Brewing Company, now with 5 locations.
It's a place that inspires the dreamers, the overachievers. A place for those who follow the path, as well as the ones who blaze them. So whether you want to go with the flow or rise above it all, visit Bucks County and be inspired.
Hey, welcome to What's Brewing along with Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow. We're in beautiful Yardley, PA up in Bucks County. We're the Vault Brewing Company. Great place, fun. You and I shared a pizza, good stuff.
Yeah, great. It's an old bank too. We got to look at the vault here. I guess we'll
Almost got locked in there, pal. So it's cold, it's winter, and we decided let's look at your definition, fireplace beers.
Fireplace sippers, strong beer, something you don't mind sipping, high alcohol, warming. And I initially said we should go out and get some barley wine, which defines cold weather beer to me. Strong, hoppy beers, British style beers.
One problem.
Yeah, couldn't find a single one of them.
Yeah, so what's about that? We did end up finding one here. We're going to try it, but barley wines, oh, you already?
Yeah, I got one.
Hello?
Sorry.
Any for me? Barley wines were a style that's been around forever. How come it's disappeared?
Well, I think, this is part of, one of our gripes over the past couple of months has been sort of the IPA-ification of beer, where we're seeing brewers focus on specific styles, very few styles, and they're sort of ignoring some of the beers that we have been tasting a lot over the past few months, the classic styles. So I think that's one thing. The other thing is it is a strong beer. I mean, 10% alcohol is not unusual. But that said, we found a couple replacements.
Yeah, speaking of 10% alcohol, here is what I brought you, my friend. This is great. This is Imperial Russian Stout by John Courage out of England. And this says right on the bottle that this was the original recipe from 1795, made for Catherine the Great. Don't know that that's true, but I'm buying it. And by the way, this here bottle of beer was made in 2012 and has been maturing ever since.
Wow, and look at that. Beautiful head on it. It's nice and dark. This is what I think of with the Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll smell a little barrel aging there.
Ooh, that's strong, man. That's strong. It's good, though.
But think about a roaring fireplace, leaning back, sipping the beer.
Reading a book, right?
Slippers on, the whole 9 yards.
It's good. Yeah. I like it. All right, what do you got there?
Okay, so I got a style that I don't think that you and I have ever tasted on our podcast or our show or anything. This is Eisbock, which is a German style beer, Eisbock. It is a beer in which they make a strong beer, and then they make it stronger by freezing the beer, removing the ice, which is mostly water, and so increasing the relevant amount of alcohol
That's
in
interesting.
it. It's actually against the law to make this beer in the United States for a brewery.
What?
Yeah, weird it is, isn't it?
Why would it be illegal?
Because it's a form of distillation, and so you need a distiller's license to make it.
All right. So, is there any brewer who is smart enough to say I'm going to get that license and do this
I haven't
special beer?
seen
Actually,
yet.
let me try it to see if it's worth
Right, so
all
this
that
is from
fuss.
Germany. They can make it there and
Okay.
ship it in here because it's a finished beer.
All right.
so
So,
they
it's,
don't,
it's obviously it's a dark beer, and you're saying this is a strong one.
this is strong. I think we've got 9% alcohol in
So
this
what
one.
they do, so here's, if I get this right, they do it and then they pull the ice out, which basically means there's less water, higher alcohol
Right,
content?
exactly. This one's from Kalmbacher, which claims to be the original Eisbock from Germany.
Ooh, that's strong stuff.
I think it's really smooth. It's sort of
Yeah.
got a brandy kind of flavor to
Yeah,
it to
you know
me.
what? It's funny you say that because it's got almost more of a liquor taste than a beer taste, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It really true. I think that's the icing that does it. Now you will find this style in some brew pubs, and they're sort of skirting the law a little bit on it. But I wish that we could see this style a little bit more generally.
So if somebody figured out how to make this in the United States, I mean, a way to do it legally, could this catch on? Because it's pretty strong. Nobody's going to be drinking 3 or 4 of these.
No, the problem with it is that if they were making it with a distiller's license, there's different taxes, and then it would have to be sold in Pennsylvania in our friendly state liquor store,
Yeah.
which would bump up the price quite a bit. But you can still find some import versions of it in the U.S., in Pennsylvania and New Jersey and so on. This is another one I highly recommend. This is Aventinus Eisbock. Aventinus known as a wheat brewery, so this is a wheat bock that's been made into an Eisbock.
All right, well, good stuff. And yeah, it's going to be cold out there. Buy your beers appropriately and enjoy the season. The great thing about beer, year-round, different beers for different seasons. And these are good winter warmers, as you call them. Coming up, we're going to talk about some of the best and worst trends going on in, well, beer drinking, brew pubs, beer manufacturing, all that stuff coming up next. We're at the Vault Brewing Company in Yardley, PA. Joe Sixpack, Glen Macnow. The show is What's Brewing. Hi, it's Glen Macnow. You've seen some of our Conshohocken Brewing Company spots on this show, so I'd like to invite you to come and check them out. You can find us in Conshohocken, Bridgeport, Phoenixville, King of Prussia, and here in Havertown, where I'm enjoying an award-winning Puddler's Row right now. It's one of our year-round core beers, along with Type A IPA and user-friendly Blonde Ale. We've also got exciting seasonal beers, like Blood Money IPA, Philly Vice, and our Unfiltered IPA series. And come hungry. From burgers and wings to salads and small bites, there's something for everyone. Don't leave without trying the amazing cheese curds. All of our spots are built for year-round fun, so you can enjoy a cold one in every season. And good news, you can find Conshohocken beer at grocery stores, distributors, and restaurants throughout PA, South Jersey, and Delaware. So get yourself to Conshohocken Brewing Company. I'll meet you at the bar. Welcome back to What's Brewing. Joe Sixpack, Glen Macnow. By the way, follow him on Twitter at beer_radar. Follow me at Real Glen Macnow. The show What's Brewing PA. We love being able to come into your house and talk beer with you. We're at the Vault Brewing Company in Yardley, PA. Great town. It's like an old-fashioned kind of town. I had coffee across the street.
Right on the river.
Yeah.
It's beautiful up
really,
here.
Really nice up here in Yardley. So this is an opportunity that we wanted to spend to talk about some of the good and bad trends we see in beer. And I'm going to start it off with my Teller Pills here at Vault, because I know one of the things that's been on your agenda all year
Yes.
is the return of the lager.
Yeah, we're seeing, now this is a lager beer, and Pilsner is a style of lager.
Yeah, and that's a nice one, by the way.
It is really tasty. I had that with my pizza at lunch. It is a style of beer that is a little bit harder. It's a type of beer that's harder to make. It takes longer.
Right.
It doesn't have kind of like big, bold flavors that can mask the off flavors in beer. When you make a Pilsner especially, if you mess it up, you will taste it.
It's out there.
Yes.
Well, they didn't mess this one up, and it's good. And you're saying that
We're seeing-
after a few years of kind of everything being IPA, this is coming back.
We're starting to see more lagers out there, mainly pills, but I'm waiting to see, and we see some Helles beer out there. These are light, delicate, what some people call regular beer, but they are beers that can be enjoyed just for beer's sake.
I
in
like
my
it.
opinion.
All right, here's a trend that I really like and that's picked up over the last few years with all of the opening of the new breweries and stuff. Going to a beer place as a destination, beer travel. Now you go to Europe as beer travel. I'm not really talking that, but I'm in Yardley today to drink beer, right?
Right.
I don't know how often I get to Yardley. People come to Havertown. We got a spot in Havertown. You go there. It's the neighborhood joint. It's a gathering spot for people. Brew pubs have, to me, really become such an integral part of the social scene.
They are. You talk to like town fathers, and they want a brewery because it puts them on the map in
What
many
it did for
ways.
Phoenixville. We've talked about that. We
Exactly.
did our shows there. Yeah.
So to me, that's from their point of view. It's a way to market the town. But from a beer drinker's point of view, it's a great way to discover the world,
Yeah.
America. Go out to these towns. Go, make the beer, the brewery your destination. But while you're there, go check what else is
All right,
in
give
town.
me one more that you like.
All right, so no, this is the best of the trends. I would say I'm going to go counter on this one. Alcohol-free bars for the sober curious. All right. Alcohol-free beer, crazy idea, but having alcohol-free bars for the sober curious, great idea. Keeps them out of the bars, okay, Glenn? Because you and I are never going to go to one of those places.
Okay, yeah, fine. So it keeps the pedestrians away.
Exactly.
I'll give you one more that I really think is great, and we've seen a lot of this, is beer for charities. And I know it's been around for a while, but I think more and more breweries are doing beers designed where a certain amount of the money goes to charities. Again, at Conshohocken Brewing Company, we did one for suicide prevention. I brought one here out of Michigan. This is Saugatuck Brewing Company, Lager of Love, and a portion of every sale goes to a local LGBTQ support organization. And what's great about it, this is out of Michigan, but in every town they sell, they devote a certain amount in that town. One other one I would bring up, in Doylestown Brewing Company has a beer honoring Travis Mannion's memory. Travis Mannion killed in service, and there's the Travis Mannion Foundation, and they make beer. $5 from every case goes to that foundation. So good stuff all around.
A lot of good trends, but there's some bad trends out there.
All right,
too.
let's get to the bad. What do you got?
All right, well, the one that we've mentioned in the past, and I see this more often, are these so-called self-serve bars. Bars where they give you a little token of some sort. You wave it in front of the tap handle.
Oh, yeah.
And it pours beer
Yeah,
by the
there's
ounce.
that place in Reading that's doing that.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
bad
couple of them.
idea.
I came across one in Cleveland, same idea. I don't know how widespread the idea is. I don't like this idea because, first of all, it kills jobs. We like bartenders.
Yes.
And it also kills the whole idea of
Bartenders employed, and
Yeah.
and the whole social aspect of it. I'm with you.
Right.
Okay, so one, and I know this is a big one for you, is the dumbing down of beers or the simplification. So what's been happening now is there's been mergers and smaller places are getting bigger. And I know you specifically were upset with Victory Brewing because they took a great beer and changed
Yeah,
it.
Prima Pils, one of my favorite beers of all time, and they basically dumbed it down so that it could reach a wider audience. And there's a number of other ones doing it, but Victory is under pressure because it's a bigger company now that they merged with Southern Tier, and it's sort of it's a bad sign. They used to make beers with these kind of really extreme, iconic tastes, and now they're trying to sort of dumb it down and make it more mainstream.
Okay, so there's one other one that we've been discussing all year. I'll let you do it.
All right,
You
so
can clean it up.
the whole hard seltzer trend, bad idea. It's the same idea as dumbing down beer. You're trying to reach this audience. It's basically alcohol juice at that point, in my opinion. I know we've talked about it in regard to a number of different breweries, one which will not be named. But my favorite quote about hard seltzer came from Greg Cook from the Stone Brewing.
that
yeah,
Cook, okay.
yeah.
Excuse me, I got the wrong Cook.
Who referred to it as, admittedly, seltzer. It's perfect. It's likely the perfect drink for people whose best night of their lives was prom.
And they're probably not that far removed from it also. All right, anyway, we're having a great time here at the Vault Brewing Company. Coming up, science. How science is going to make your beer better. It's true. We'll tell you about that after this on What's Brewing.
I'm Joe Sixpack. I love beer and I love travel. I've visited great breweries around the world, and I'm inviting you to join me on my next expedition to France. Yes, they make beer in France. We'll travel the Seine on a luxury river cruise from Paris to Normandy. We'll visit breweries, explore the sights, drink great beer, and maybe some wine. Join me in October 2020. Just visit my website at phillybeerworld.com. Let's discover a world of beer together.
It's a place that inspires the dreamers, the overachievers. A place for those who follow the path, as well as the ones who blaze them. So whether you want to go with the flow or rise above it all, visit Bucks County and be inspired.
Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing. We're at the Vault Brewing Company in Yardley, PA. We've really been enjoying the day, and you got your T-shirt.
This is part of the Ale Trail here, the Bucks County Ale Trail. Such a great thing. You get a T-shirt if you check in at enough breweries. All the breweries listed.
I feel like we've probably been to most of these this year.
At least once.
we've done a lot around Bucks County, and we've enjoyed it. All right, it's time to make this show educational. That's how we feel we're kind of giving you something more than just two old guys guzzling beer. Here you go. You see this beautiful beer? This is their West Coast IPA. It is a beauty, and you see the head on that thing, right?
It's a thing to behold.
It is. The problem is with most beers, you start to drink it, the head goes away. Let me get this right. In Europe, physicists now are firing neutrons. This is the science.
Neutrons.
I got to read it, okay? I can't do this off the top of my head. Bear with me. At glasses of beer to try to learn how to make the foam last all the way to the bottom of the glass. So you drink the beer, but the foam doesn't just go on your mustache. It stays in the beer, and as you go down, it stays there. And of course, this is good because it gives it the good mouthfeel, and it helps release the aroma. There's something to be said for the head on the beer.
And it looks great, too.
And it looks great, too.
That would be pretty cool if they came up with that, although neutrons in beer,
I don't even know what that means.
Why?
All right. We're faking it, folks. That we know. All right, in China, I also told you China. Here you go. Chemists have found a new approach to introducing lager yeast so that it retains the stable flavor much longer. This means that bottled beer can sit in your fridge for decades and never get skunky. What do you think?
I don't need beer sitting around for decades, but I do like stabilizing beer. I mean, especially lagers do tend to turn stale over time, especially with light, when light gets on it. So we actually did that a few weeks ago where we tasted beer that had been in the back of your fridge for a while, and we could taste the difference.
Yeah, some of it was okay, and some of it was like, not going back to that. Well, there you go. In China, you can drink beer. You can hold on to beer forever.
Better beer through science.
Those Chinese, I'm telling you. All right, it is time to give you the latest results in our brew down. We started with 32 beers. Joe Sixpack came up with this whole great brackets and everything. You do a better job than the NCAA selection committee.
Thank you.
I'll give you that. And we're down to the final four this week.
Yes, we are down to the final four, one from each category. In the dark category, we have Sly Fox O'Reilly Stout, real big popular one, and they were up against the Sour Tart champion, which was Dogfish Head Sea Quench.
Oh, very popular beer.
And this one actually surprised me because so many people like that stout, but Dogfish Head Sea Quench won 53 to 47%.
Upset for you, huh?
A little bit of an upset for me. And then in the other category, we had another from Sly Fox. They somehow snuck a second beer in there. I'm not sure how they did it. Yes, they did.
I think the bracketologist probably had a couple too many that night.
All right, perhaps. Sly Fox Pikeland Pils, one of my favorite Pilsners locally, was up in the flavored category against Ship Bottom Mexican Stout.
I love that beer. You know, that's one of my favorite beers of the year.
Yep, we love that beer.
I'm rooting for it.
The Ship Bottom actually did win. The Mexican
came
Stout
in.
went ahead 56 to 44%.
All right, so that sets up the final of?
That would be Dogfish Head Sea Quench facing Ship Bottom Mexican Stout. We take voting on Twitter. So
it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, let's get to some of the news that's been going on A lot of breweries opening, but one that we like kind of closing.
Yeah,
Looking like it's closing.
we actually visited them, I think, last year, Aston Abbey in Delaware County. They closed, as did Tom Foolery in South Jersey in Hamilton, one of my real favorite locations.
All right.
And
Well, let me
finally,
ask you.
Track 3 in the Drescher area.
Now, I know not everybody's going to make it, right? There's so many places opening that aren't going to make it, but Aston Abbey seemed pretty good. What might they have done differently?
Didn't sell enough beer, I think is really what it comes
Well,
down
okay, but
to,
was it style? Was it a question
well,
of
you know,
their
they were,
focus?
They were focusing on the Belgian styles, and I think that was sort of a gutsy kind of thing to do because, you know, it's a style of beer that we don't see a whole lot now. They were trying to make a niche of that, but it didn't work out. I don't know what the actual reasons for them closing, though, were. So,
Okay.
but
And you got some openings
yeah,
for me?
meanwhile, we've had a lot of openings at the same time. Attic Brewing in Germantown, Twisted Gingers in my neck of the woods in Roxborough, Tilden Back Brewery, great name, in Chalfont in the Bucks County area, Bout the Hops Brewery in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, J.J. Radican in Pottstown in Montgomery
Play for
County.
the Sixers, J.J. Rad. No, that's somebody else. Okay.
And finally, Kings Road Brewing in Haddonfield. They just moved into a larger location on the same drive.
And we wish them all success and good luck, and we hope to actually film a show at your place someday.
Yes.
Contact us, we're always available. Coming up, we're going to talk to Ken Caldwell. He is the head brewer here at Vault Brewing Company. I want to try some of that sweet potato beer.
Yes.
That's next on What's Brewing. Hi, it's Glen Macnow. You've seen some of our Conshohocken Brewing Company spots on this show, so I'd like to invite you to come and check them out. You can find us in Conshohocken, Bridgeport, Phoenixville, King of Prussia, and here in Havertown, where I'm enjoying an award-winning Puddler's Row right now. It's one of our year-round core beers, along with Type A IPA and user-friendly blonde ale. We've also got exciting seasonal beers, like Blood Money IPA, Philly Vice, and our Unfiltered IPA series. And come hungry. From burgers and wings to salads and small bites, there's something for everyone. Don't leave without trying the amazing cheese curds. All of our spots are built for year-round fun, so you can enjoy a cold one in every season. And good news, you can find Conshohocken beer at grocery stores, distributors, and restaurants throughout PA, South Jersey, and Delaware. So get yourself to Conshohocken Brewing Company. I'll meet you at the bar. Welcome back to What's Brewing. We're at the Vault Brewing Company in Yardley, PA. Yardley is a great town. In summer, they got the music on Main. Always good stuff going here. Fun, historic town. This is Ken Caldwell.
Hi.
He's the head brewer. And before we do anything, Ken, I want to try this Grand Sweet Potato. Tell us about this.
All right, so this is our take on our classic. It's probably one of our best-selling beers in the fall. It's a twist on. It's not a pumpkin beer, but so we use sweet potato.
potatoes.
Yes,
All right.
exactly.
Well, you're talking, you're not pouring.
Pumpkin spice. I'll get pouring. So we amped this one up. It's the imperial version, and then I barrel aged this on South American rum barrels.
Wow. it's
Higher
a lot.
alcohol?
Higher alcohol. It's 9.8%, and it's got a little warmth too, so it'll kind of warm you up in the winter as
Yeah,
well.
perfect for this season. Well,
you
here's
go.
here's to you.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
I like the bottling there, the wax seal.
Thank you.
Pretty cool.
Ooh, that's nice.
Thank you. Yeah,
It's got a lot to it, man. That's got a
yeah
lot
it's
to it.
intense.
That's good. If you like pumpkin beer, you're going to like this.
Yeah,
But if you like barrel-aged beer, you're going to like it a lot
Yeah.
too.
Thank you,
So
yeah.
good beer.
Thanks.
So we're in a beautiful space here. Vault actually was a former bank. You showed us the vault in the back before. Tell us a little bit about this building. What's going on here? How did you end up in a bank?
Ended up in a bank. It was they were looking. The owners were looking for a place in Yardley, and this was wide open. The space is beautiful, and the architecture in here. And then the bank vault itself is just, it lends to a great
Yeah, it's stunning. I mean, you got that big vault back there, which you and I tried to open the door. It took the two of us to pull that thing.
Yeah.
Built in what, 18?
So the building was built in 1889, and the vault was actually installed prior to the building, so it was
That's amazing.
earlier than 1889.
No, it's really beautiful to see, and you got a lot going on here. Now, you don't do your brewing on site, right? The brewing?
No. Originally was the brewing started on site here, and then we moved up to a production facility down the road.
Right, we have these nice barrels that have been in the background for the entire show. They're basically to serve beer out of.
Yeah, we do. We finish beer here and package it out of here as well.
But you can buy Vault Brewing beyond just this brew pub. You're producing enough throughout the whole region.
Yep, we distribute out to Berks County, up to Lehigh County, Delaware County, and throughout central New Jersey and Philadelphia.
This is a pretty cool one. This is called Chasing Nickels. It's a session IPA. If you can't see it, it's hard. These are stacked nickels on the side of it. It's a pretty cool idea. We're going to be talking a beer can design in a show coming up, but to me, a session IPA, just drink it right out of the can, right?
Exactly.
This is your New England IPA public offering. Again, nice can, good stuff. The moment we walked in, we saw that wood fire burning stove you've got there, which really, kind of gives a warmth to the whole place. And really good menu. Joe Sixpack and I had a pizza before lunch. You don't just put emphasis on the beer, you've got some good food going.
Yes, the food's, I love coming down here and grabbing a pizza on my lunch break. The Buffalo Brown Sugar is probably my favorite.
Buffalo Brown Sugar Pizza, explain that one.
So it's been a staple for pretty much from the beginning. It's got a little buffalo, you get that buffalo sauce kind of heat with the sweetness of the brown sugar. And it pairs really well. I love having a 5 C's with that one. The hoppiness of a West Coast style IPA, and that pairs perfectly.
All right, 5 C's. Tell us the C's.
Columbus, Chinook, Centennial, Citra, and Cascade.
All right, you got them
Well
all.
done.
5 C hops.
Pass the test.
5 C hops, you got it.
So we mentioned the food, and Vault Brewing also owns a coffee shop. I think that's where you stopped afterwards, or during our break. Is that?
I did have some coffee during the break. There you go.
Yeah, Pretty Bird Coffee is right across the street, and we actually do our own roasting as well.
Oh, cool.
That's right. There were a lot of people hanging out there. So you got a collaboration going on with the place we're going to be next week. Tell us about that.
So we decided with the Bucks County Ale Trail, we got together with a Newtown Brewing Company and collabed we wanted to do a winter beer. So we're doing a winter warmer, and it's coming out probably next week.
So we talk about collaboration beers often on our show. What really goes into a collaboration beer? When you're working with another brewery, tell us a little bit about the actual collaboration itself.
So it's more than just making the beer together. We're planning the recipe on top of naming the beer and just trying to figure out the style we want to do, the direction we want to head, and sometimes naming the beer is actually the hardest as well.
So I imagine there's a little bit of beer drinking that goes on into that.
Yeah, it always kind of helps the process.
Yes.
And they always need the experimentation and the work and all the effort that goes into it. And I got to tell you, we had a great time here today from the moment we walked in, had lunch, and have tried all these terrific beers. Really good stuff, Ken Caldwell. They're doing great stuff throughout Bucks County and the Bucks County Ale Trail. Joe, where's that T-shirt? Let's hold that up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Actually, Ken's wearing one here
there
too.
You go.
So there's the back side of it.
Try to get to all of those places because they are terrific. And everybody, thank you for hosting us today.
Thank you.
Thank everybody for watching. We're going to be back next week, as we said, at another fine Bucks County brewery right here on What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Macnow Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Download the app. By Visit Bucks County. Follow the Bucks County Ale Trail. Go to visitbuckscounty.com/ale trail to get your passport. And by the Conshohocken Brewing Company, now with 5 locations.